Chosen one, congratulations. You are now rising. You've walked into an opportunity that has been waiting for you for much longer than you know. This isn't simply any change in your life. This is the heavenly transition. Crossing, a holy message from the cosmos, stating that your days of hiding are ended. You have been selected not just to live and survive, but also to rise, shine, and lead. Your name has been called in the spiritual world. Your height is already resonating in locations where your feet have not yet touched. It's no coincidence that you discovered this message. In reality, this movie is heavenly evidence that the spiritual seeds you've been sowing through faith, struggle, and perseverance are now sprouting. So watch this movie all the way through, since the energy here is designed to correlate with your next level. And if your spirit agrees, take a minute to leave a remark with your best wishes and write 777 as a signal to the universe that you are ready for what you already have. This is more than simply a talk. It's a spiritual activation. As you engage the now chosen door, it unlocks. I like this video. If you have not already done so, subscribe to the channel. And let's start with something indisputable. You have been in the flames. You've gone through periods of waiting, wondering, and feeling like you were neglected. You've inquired, when is my turn? Not out of envy, but out of genuine anticipation. Here's what many people don't see. The type of strength you've had to muster simply to keep your head above water. They had no idea about the quiet struggles, the sleepless evenings, or the times when you had to motivate yourself since no one else was accessible. But the cosmos and God noticed, and your tenacity was not overlooked. In reality, it was recorded in your destiny's archives. What is going on right now is not random. It's a prize. You are not ascending by chance. You're ascending because something inside you remained loyal. There's something within. You refused to collapse as others buckled under pressure. You waited patiently while others searched for shortcuts. You remain aligned. And now the tide has shifted in your favor. The winds have shifted. What was once a wilderness has become a promised land. You are entering a heavenly season of acceleration, in which what used to take years will now happen in days. Let me explain why this time is so special. Because rising means more than simply being noticed. It all comes down to where you are positioned. You are not just attracting attention. You're gaining ground. You aren't simply receiving favors. You are being prepared for legacy. Your life is being guided by a heavenly plan that you do not fully comprehend. Doors are opening that no human hand could compel. Resources are finding you not by chance, but because you finally attained the frequency of your divine birthright. And let's speak about the inheritance, since it's more than simply money. This is about power, about peace, regarding influence. This is about freedom. You're entering an environment in which your voice will be heard differently. People will begin to pay notice, not because you are noisy, but because your presence now holds spiritual significance. You have been crowned in places that others cannot see yet. You have been stamped with authority that does not need validation. You are no longer waiting for authorization. You're walking in what was always supposed to be yours. Yes, you will advance financially. Yes, your ties will alter. Yes, divine possibilities will manifest in your life with less effort and more harmony. But behind it all, there is an inward surge. You are gaining clarity. You are growing in confidence. You are gaining in eyesight. The previous version of you was a seed. This version of you resembles a garden. You are no longer waiting for breakthroughs. You represent the breakthrough. Some people will not comprehend this version of you. That is all right. Some knew you while you were still being created, unaware that the true you had yet to be revealed. Let us promote faith, hope, and love, bringing light not just into our own lives, but also to those who need it the most. Your donation provides a source of inspiration and healing for many individuals. You're not late. You're not behind. You are not disqualified. You are wonderfully timed. Everything that didn't work out was a diversion. Everything that came apart was divine destruction, allowing a new foundation to be erected. You did not lose any time. You've earned knowledge. You did not miss your opportunity. You are being prepared for it. And now that it's here, you'll carry it with elegance, strength, and purpose as you soar. Do not be startled if things start to fall off. Some individuals, circumstances, and attitudes were solely associated with a previous version of you. They cannot thrive in this new environment. You do not need to force dissociation. The height will divide you. You'll realize that you've outgrown locations where you used to feel at ease. You will feel a holy pain when things no longer align. That's a symptom of ascendance. That's how you know you're moving up. You now have an unmistakable inner fire. The same fire that once kept you warm in the winter is now transforming into a flame that illuminates the way for others. You have transformed into a lighthouse. Your story is becoming a source of hope for others. Your breakthrough is transforming into someone else's blueprint. This isn't just about you anymore. It is about the people. Your climb will inspire. People who believe that if they can get through it, I can too. That is the ripple effect of growing in purpose. All of this boils down to purpose. You did not go through all of that only to return to normal. You were never intended to be normal. You were created with a unique design. Your life conveys a message. Your ascent is a fulfilled prophecy. Your own existence demonstrates that favor is genuine. That purpose is genuine. That destiny has a time frame. And it's happening right now in front of you. The doors that are now opening do not need a knock. They are opening because your presence has become a key. This is not the time to question yourself. This is the time to proclaim, move confidently, and speak with authority. You have paid the price. You wept the tears. You fought the war. You now wear the crown. Not one made of gems, but one built of power. Faith and divine appointment. You are not just ascending in this world. You are rising spiritually. And nothing can halt the momentum that ensues. This is your time. Not next week. Not next year. Now, the transition is not coming. It's already arrived. And everything that you previously opposed will now respond to you. You're a magnet for miracles. A beacon of innovation. Your energy has altered. Because of this, your reality is shifting. This is where you depart from. I am waiting to get from hope to manifest. From asking, don't. You've reached the threshold. The old is gone. The new has started. Get ready, because the ascension you're embarking on isn't gradual. It is explosive. The type of ascension that will force people to pause and recognize. The sort you can't ignore. You are going to become a public testimonial. A living demonstration of heavenly favor. Not because you pushed it, but because you were loyal. Not because you pursued it, but because you agreed. The light is now on you, and it's time to step completely into it. The change in your life will not need approval. It will not wait for everyone's approval. It will not explain itself to people who are unwilling to see you shine. This rise is unapologetic. It is sacred. It is bold and wonderfully timed. You spend enough time in the darkness, and now the light of divine destiny shines on your path. Not everyone will applaud you, but the skies are already praising you. What counts most is not the acknowledgement of individuals, but the affirmation of purpose. Your mission has just been verified. You have passed an unseen line in the spirit. Point of no return. You can feel it in your spirit. Something has broken open. You're no longer the same person. Even if the rest of the world has yet to catch up, there has been a great awakening inside you. You no longer want consolation. You desire agreement. You're no longer begging for solutions. You stroll with certainty. You no longer shrink. You grow in confidence. The part of you that was skeptical is fading, and the version of yourself that was intended is now leading. You're not merely starting a new chapter. You're assuming a new identity. It's the identity of the raised and crowned. The cold. You're becoming the person you were always intended to be before life attempted to distract you, rejection tried to define you, and fear tried to paralyze you. All of this was preparation. The mistakes, the loneliness, the stillness. These were not setbacks. They were spiritual exercises. You were becoming stronger. For now, and now, you are now ready to walk inside rooms. Your name was mentioned long before you came. People will begin to react differently to you, not because you altered your physical look, but because your soul has moved. Your frequency is higher. You've advanced inwardly, and those who are spiritually tuned and can sense it. You've become magnetic not by effort, but because of essence. Your energy speaks before you. Your authority enters before your voice. You're no longer begging for the stage. The stage bends towards you. The light knows the light. This climb is not about proving oneself. The season is over. You do not have to prove anything to anybody. What you're doing now is expressing yourself rather than defending it. Your life will be a living declaration. When you talk, you will say more than simply words. It will be a spiritual confirmation. When you act, you will not just make choices. It will be a heavenly teaching. You've been selected as a vessel for breakthrough knowledge and grace. And with that ascent comes more responsibility. You cannot afford to squander time. Not with distractions. Not with self-doubt. Not with those who just remember your past self. You must climb without apologies. Elevate without reason and move without authority. You must preserve your frequency right now because what you carry is precious, and not everyone can bear the weight of who you've become. Some individuals will attempt to treat you like the previous version of yourself. Don't become disheartened. That only demonstrates that you have outgrown their perspective. They're holding on to who you were because they're uncomfortable with who you're becoming. But it is not your weight to bear. You are not called to be little and make others feel safe. You were called to be a light, and light was never intended to hide in corners. It was intended to glow, to expose, to awaken. Everything in your life is catching up, including your spiritual identity, wealth, relationships, and chances. They're all in line with your elevation. That is why certain things had to fall away first, since the old ones couldn't support the increased weight. Old habits couldn't walk with a new purpose, and old surroundings couldn't accommodate new wonders. The cosmos is paving the way for what comes next. Do not oppose the cleansing. It is sacrosanct. It is sacred. It is a preparation for the overflow. You are no longer being punished. You are being positioned. The delays were not rejections. These were heavenly diversions. You were never forgotten. You were being preserved. And now that the moment has arrived, everything will quicken. What took others 10 years will take you 10 weeks. What once seemed unattainable will begin to unravel organically. That is what occurs when heaven's hand directs your life. You cease striving. You begin flowing. You should quit forcing. You begin attracting. Watch how quickly things start to shift. Internal alignment rather than external bustle. When you accept who you really are, you become unstoppable. Your spirit begins to draw in all that belongs to you. No begging or pursuing. Simply becoming. And you will become. Everything starts to find you. The right people, the right doors, and the right timing. The spiritual magnetism is now triggered. You'll wake up feeling lighter. The obstacles have not vanished. Rather, you are carrying them in a new way. You'll go into locations and feel welcome before you even say anything. You'll start hearing phrases like, "I'm not sure why, but I feel led to help you." That is divine grace. That is what occurs when your climb is ordered. It extends beyond reasoning, strategy, and effort. This isn't hustle. It's harvest time, and the moment has come for you. No more postponing your radiance. No more doubting your grandeur. No more concealing your anointing. You are who you are. The world is finally catching up. The world around you is beginning to mirror the strength inside you. The alignment has started. The increase is already in motion. And no one, no system, and no season can stop it. Your mental state is improving. You are thinking higher. You're dreaming big. You have a deeper belief. The boundaries you previously accepted are dissolving. The ceilings you previously revered have vanished. You have just entered the vast expanse of the sky. There is limitless possibility and opportunity. You've stepped out of the old box and into your daring calling. This is the emergence of a supernatural leader, a spiritual giant, and a destiny bearer. You'll start to hear murmurs of confirmation all around you. Conversations will reflect your advancement. Random indicators will reflect your ascent. That's how the universe responds. That's what divine intelligence is showing you. Yes, you are on the correct road. Keep going. And as you progress, your confidence will grow. Nor arrogance. Confidence. Sacred confidence. The feeling that comes from knowing you're being held, guided, covered. So do not shrink. Have no doubts. Do not dim. You have come too far. You've been through too much. You have recovered from things that attempted to depart. You broke, and now your light is too great to be undetected. Stand tall in your calling. Stand solid in your favor. Take pride in your mission. It is time for you to rise, and you are rising magnificently. Your success will enable others to follow suit. Your victory will inspire someone else's faith. Your tale will save someone's life. That is why your elevation is sacrosanct. It is not for show. It is for service. It is not just about success. It's significant. You are being lifted to release rather than merely receive. Not only do I want to develop, but also share. You are being positioned as a conduit for heavenly favor. It runs through you, not just into you. So remember this. The ascent isn't limited to the stage. It's for an assignment. It is not just about clapping. It's about making a call. You are being raised to bear something higher than yourself, something entirely everlasting, and you are prepared for it. You've been prepared. You have been tested. You have been selected. There is a sound that comes from the spirit of someone who has survived fire. It isn't loud, but it's strong. It does not ask for attention. Rather, it demands it. That's the sound you're carrying now. It's the sound of someone who has suffered silently, changed discreetly, and is now emerging unashamedly. Your energy has shifted, and the environment around you recognizes it. Your success is not about ego. It's about the essence. This is not the elevation of pride, but rather the blossoming of purpose. This is not a new version of yourself. You are becoming something true. The layers that life imposed upon you, fear, insecurity, humiliation, and quiet are fading away. And what remains is the authentic you, the aligned, divinely planned, unshakable you. This version of you is not here to request space. This version of you understands that you are the space. You are not just walking into new chances. You are taking on new responsibility. You are taking ownership of your identity, value, talents, and stories. You are no longer looking for validation. You're discovering that being picked was never about being likable. It was about being light. And light does not need permission to shine. It just does. Now, let us be honest. Rising will put you to the test in unexpected ways. You will be stretched. Elevation will need you to let go of the familiar. It will need confronting portions of yourself that previously found solace in being disregarded. But don't be scared to stretch. You aren't breaking. You are expanding. The soreness indicates that you are expanding beyond what you formerly thought was possible. You'll begin to experience a stronger desire not to haste, but to align, not to compete, but to finish what your soul began. Your priorities are evolving. What once entertained you is now exhausting you. What used to distract you is now repelling you. You no longer have room for anything that does not further your objective. And that's okay. It is not chilly. It is clarity. It is not pride. It provides protection. As your frequency grows, you will attract what is compatible with it. New connections, doorways, and directions. More than that, you'll attract other versions of yourself. Stronger thinking, braver choices, and healthier limits. You'll find yourself expressing no confidently and yes with purpose. This is what self-mastery looks like. This is the result of internal elevation.